The band is back together. We got myself. He has made his triumphant return. Adnan Virk is back, baby. Let's go.
Ugo, let's be honest. I'm just here for the Ric Flairs. Hit me with some Ric Flairs. Come on.
He's here for the drops. We're back, baby. Let's get to it. Yahtzee.
You go, boy.
Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga. Whoa. Woo. Secure the bag. I need more. Hey, 3P Jordan. Whoa. Woo. I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe. I don't need a plug, no cosign. Thinking out loud, that's a gold mine. Mask on, yeah, COVID-19. Baby mama, yeah, looking like Rihanna. Rest in peace to George, rest in peace Brianna. Still kicking like Van Damme with my niggas in Amsterdam. Yes. Just give me Ric Flairs. I just want Ric Flairs. I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll be back. Just keep playing them.
It was one of the funniest lines, Ugo. You said to me, like, you were reaching out for a couple MLB Network guys to come on. I said, I'm happy to help you. And I said, these guys are a little bit tricky when it comes to podcasts. And the line you had was great. You said, just wait till the Ric Flairs hit them. You know what? That's a great thing.
Keep it going. It's your boy. You go, boy. Yes, Sirski. Oh, man. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 43 of the U-Goboy Podcast, live from Bravery Studio.
Bravery up.
In lovely Garfield, New Jersey. Can I just keep the Ric Flairs going? This is sponsored by Ric Flair. He's here. He's out in the parking lot. I saw him. He was getting a snow cone.
Whether you like it or
We
don't
got
like
one.
it,
We got new ones,
learn
too.
to love it because it is the best thing going today.
We've got a sportscaster with the MLB Network, Dazin. He's been with ESPN, the GM Shuffle, The Score, TSN, WWE. Once again, he's one of the most popular, polarizing faces in sports media, making his triumphant return to the U-Goboy Podcast. Adnan Virk is back, baby! Swish.
Ugo, I appreciate you as always, brother. We are back. U-Goboy. Listen, we go way back to GM Shuffle. I wish we had my man Michael Lombardi here, but it's a great reunion nonetheless. It's awesome to see you.
Oh, for sure, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll get Mike back. He's the hardest working man in showbiz next to you. So I'll I'll navigate his schedule. I'll try to get him back probably before the NFL season. So, but it's great to see your face, man. It's great to see you back. Round of applause. 5 years at MLB Network.
Thank you.
For my main man over here, you celebrated your 5th year anniversary. Man, how does it feel? 5 years at MLB Network, doing your thing in sports media, man. How's it feel?
It's great, Ugo. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I grew up such a huge baseball fan, and especially growing up in Eastern Ontario, I was 14, 15 when the Jays went back-to-back. As you know, Drake famously sang when he shot down Meek Mill. So,
savage. That's a savage.
It's awesome, man. Like, I go to work and I never have a bad day. You know what that's like. You go to work, you never have a bad day. Everyone there is great. There's no jerks, no a-holes. No, they're not allowed in the building. Everyone there is just good people. And everyone works hard. Everyone loves baseball and loves TV. And it's a lot of former ESPN people, so they kind of have that DNA in the building. But it's laid back and chill, and we just get after it, man. It's awesome. It's the best.
That's the way it should be, man. Like if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, man. A wise man once said it. It's probably Ric Flair. You know what I mean? In between mink coats and Space Mountain and all that good stuff, like he probably said some gems there, man. But no. So we're gonna hop right into baseball, man. But before we do that, round of applause for all the subscribers on all the channels, all the followers. You guys have blown up the pod. As well as of course, Yo BTV Sports. I'm doing double duty today. I'll be recording with you, Adnan, and then tonight I'll be at Off the Top Radio in Newark with my man Jason Enrique, doing my other show. And also, big shout out to All Things Covered with Patrick Peterson and Brian McFadden. Round of applause for those guys too, man. We're gonna have Brian McFadden on here May 1st, I believe. And we're going to have Patrick Peterson on here with my main man, Mongo. Mongo couldn't make it. He's a part-time teacher, but he's going to hopefully send in some questions. But love you, Mongo. Miss you, dog. Let's get right to it, Adnan. We got to talk. Can I get a Let's Go Yankees? Can we get a Let's Go Yankees? Like, Now, Adnan, that's from the 2009 parade. I found it on YouTube. You know what I mean? We got Aaron Judge here. We got DiCarlo Stanton. He's not striking out. We got the bobbleheads here. Can we talk about my Yankees? 12-5. They dropped the last two but you know, they still have one of the best records of baseball, if not the best. The Yankees are hot, man. Talk about them.
Yeah, I was about to say, last time I checked, they do have the best record in baseball, even with those back-to-back losses. And, you know, I wish they'd won that game Sunday because they would have had a 13-3 record out of the gate, which they've only done like 4 other times in their storied history, which is just insane to think about. But things are clicking, man. This team feels legit. They feel real. And I'm just double-checking. They do indeed have a 706 winning percentage, which is indeed the best in baseball. Braves are 10-5. Brewers are 10-5. But no one's better than the Yankees right now. There's a lot going right. You know, Judge is yet to get hitting, which just wait till he gets going because he's drawing a lot of walks, but hasn't hit a ton yet. Soto's been incredible. Are you kidding? He's been the story of this Yankees team. You talk about something just fitting right and born to be a Yankee. He's had a walk in every game, hits with power, has been a good defensively, above average base runner. I mean, absolute stuff what Soto's done, transforming that lineup. And Volpe looks like a different player, man. I remember a year ago, a lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeout. He hit a whiff percentage, meaning he struck out 28% of the time. It's now down to 11%. When you can cut down your strikeouts by 17%, that's an extraordinary drop. And great news for Volpe is he just changed the swing. Even the team in general, the Yankees have cut down their strikeouts by 5% from a year ago. That's the biggest drop in all of baseball. Obviously, Rizzo's contributing. He's healthy. Gleyber Torres is yet to get going. Had a great spring, but he's good defensively. You know, once these Cabrera's been a real revelation for them. I think he's been excellent, picking and popping. You know, to think the fact, Ugo, they're 12-5 without Garrett Cole, arguably the best pitcher in baseball, that shows how much depth this Yankee team has. And it's refreshing that Rodon's been good. A lot of question marks about him coming into this season. He's been solid so far. Nestor Cortez battling it a little bit. Clark Schmidt. Bullpen, he knows going to be aces. Clay Holmes. Yankees are feeling good, man.
Yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I mean, coming into the season, I me and Mongo, we were in lockstep. We believed that maybe about a year off. We didn't know about the pitching. We knew about the stars. We knew this team was going to be led by Cole. We knew, we assumed Judge. We knew Soto. Round of applause once again. Juan Soto.
Nice.
He needs a blank check right now. Cashman better live up to his name and just back up the Brinks truck. I don't know how in the world they let this guy out of the building. He is lived up to the generational moniker 100%. He needs to be a Yankee for the next 20 years. Pay him whatever. And again, this whole nonsense. Let me get your thoughts on this about if he gets a contract that exceeds Judge, that's going to ruffle feathers. Last time I checked, Jeter and A-Rod, they played together, and I think A-Rod was paid substantially higher than Jeter his entire tenure in New York. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think Judge wants a ring, and he doesn't really care about anything else. Do you think that this two questions. Do you think the Yankees do re-sign Soto? And what do you think is going through his mind? I know it's only about a month in, but what's going to go through his mind when he does hit free agency at the end of the season, however the season ends?
So the first part, I mean, he's going to be very expensive, as you said, because he's, a top 5 player in baseball. And he's proving it right now. He's indispensable to this Yankees team. And he turned down 15 years, $440 million to the Nationals. Now, part of that, I think, was they were annoyed about the high or the relatively low AAV, I guess. I think it'd be $29.3 million per season. And Soto and his agent, Scott Boras, were arguing, no, like that's going to be lower value because my guy should be getting 30, 35 year, et cetera. So, listen, the Yankees, like you said, I couldn't agree with you more. They have to move heaven and earth to sign this guy because you gave up a bunch of young pitching, including Michael King, who was the number 4 starter of the Padres. They gave up like 3 arms there for 1 year of Soto, and he's going to deliver as you and I both expect him to. I think he's going to hit maybe 40 home runs, new season high for him. So you got to sign him. What that number is going to be, I'm not sure. 10 years, 500, 12 years, 600, sure, whatever we want. Like, I'm with you. You're the Yankees. You can afford it. You're worth $7 billion. Like, get it done. I don't want to hear any more about this luxury tax issue and the third luxury tax. Like, you're the Yankees. Sign Soto. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think ultimately they will get it done. But Soto's going to test the free agent market. There's no question about it. Scott Boras is not going to be a hometown discount guy. He's going to wait till November 1st. He will slow play, as he did this offseason with regards to Matt Chapman and Jordan Montgomery and Cody Bellinger. Like, he's not going to be rushed into any sort of decision-making. So it might be, March 1st and Soto decides to be a Yankee, but I think ultimately the Yankees will indeed get it done. And I'm with you. Anybody who thinks that it would ruffle feathers, that's absurdity. Aaron Judge cares about one thing, winning, just like Derek Jeter. And there's a lot of similarities with Judge and Jeter, because both those guys care about winning. They're classy. They're great teammates. They're great to the media. They're great to the fans, great to opposing players, and most importantly, excellent players. So I'm with you. Judge is getting $360 million, man. He's good. He's getting plenty off the field as well with marketing endorsements. I think he'd be in favor of signing Juan Soto, and I'm with you. They should sign him. But it ain't going to happen during this season. So let's go ahead and plan the parade. The Yankees win the World Series, then you can lock up Soto.
Oh, yeah, play the Yankees. Let's go, Yankees. Play the parade again. Let's go. It's a party. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're here with my main man, Adnan Virk, on the U-Goboy Podcast, Sports Talk, live from Bravery Studios,
Bravery,
in lovely Garfield, New Jersey. We call that a reset for the comm majors out there. So let's keep things going. Let's talk about the AL East. The Orioles, I picked them to win the division coming in. They've got so many young superstars on that team. They just called up the Holiday kid from the minors. They've got Adley Rutschman. They've got Gunnar Henderson. They've got hitters, Santander. They've got hitters galore. And I think that the Yankees and the Orioles they're gonna have a fist fight all year over the AL East. I think it's gonna come down to those two. In terms of Toronto, in terms of Boston, in terms of the Rays, do you feel like it's going to be a real slugfest with all the teams? I think it was really like a 3 or 4 team race last year. It was so even. Or do you think that it's clear cut right now, Yankees and Orioles? What are your thoughts on the AL East?
It's a great question. I think that all 5 of those teams are going to be good in the mix, but I'm with you. I think Yankees and Orioles are indeed a cut above. And I don't know if I would have said that a couple weeks ago, but I'm with you. My concerns for the Rays is their starting pitching, but Clanahan's one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's out with Tommy John. Rasmussen's out to the second half. Springs is out till June. So you're missing 3 starters. I know the Rays can supplement with the best of them, but ultimately they are hurt by that pitching. But they can rake. Arozarena's unbelievable. Yandy Diaz, a batting champion a year ago. Isak Brady hits home runs. So the Rays will definitely bash, but I'm with you that they're not quite elite like the Yankees and O's. Blue Jays, very inconsistent offense. I love their pitching staff. Although Gausman has not been Gausman-esque yet. Bassett was great yesterday, silencing the Yankees. I think Kikuchi's decent. I love Barrios. He looks like an absolute stud for the Jays. He's got a big contract, obviously, with them. And then you figure out the 5th spot, Yariel Rodriguez, they signed from Cuba. Maybe Alek Manoah comes back. The problem for Toronto is their offense. So much of it is driven by Vlad Jr. and Bo. And if those guys are not clicking, it gets a little dicey. Springer's been underachieving so far with that big contract. I love George as a player, but he hasn't really been what they're expecting with the kind of money that they're paying him. Alejandro Kirk's got to be better. Dalton Varshaw's got to be better offensively. Both those guys have been underachieving so far. So they need more length from the rest of that lineup. Kevin Kiermaier's got to do more for them and just, catch fly balls in center. They have to hope that Kevin Biggio can hit and David Schneider can hit. So Toronto, I think until their offense gets worked out, they're not quite there yet. And then the Red Sox, who I really discounted, their pitching's been amazing. I'm shocked. They are number 1 in starter ERA, and I would have thought they have 1 starter in Bale, and the rest of it's but those guys have been pretty good. Cutter Crawford's been excellent for them. Pavetta's been great, fellow Canadian. So the pitching's good. Andrew Bailey's their new pitching coach. He came over from San Francisco last season, and he used to pitch for the Oakland A's, was an all-star reliever. So he's really impressed with what he's done. A lot more breaking balls on that staff. They pitch really well. So I've been impressed with Boston. But again, I'm with you. I think it's a good observation by you. I think it's Yankees and O's. Because Yankees, especially once they get back Cole, you feel great about them top to bottom. They have their aces. They have their stars. They've got depth in the bullpen. Like Yankees are loaded. And the Orioles, like you said, it's ridiculous, dude. They have a plethora of talent. Jackson Holly's number 1 prospect in baseball. You mentioned he just got called up, 20 years of age. He went 0 for 13 to begin, but he finally got his first hit. Everyone expects him to have an incredible career. Adley Rutschman's awesome. Gunnar Henderson's former Rookie of the Year. You mentioned Santander. Ryan O'Hearn, nobody mentions. He is 3rd in that lineup. He's really good. Corbin Burns is an ace for them coming over from the Brewers. They needed that from a year ago. And you can, again, supplement with Grayson Rodriguez, who's a stud. You got a little John Means. Bullpen-wise, Kimbrel was shaky his first couple outings. They are definitely going to miss having Felix Bautista there from a season ago, but Yunier Cano, I think, could be effective for them. So it's a good call by you, brother. I like it. I'm going to go Yankees and O's battling for the top spot. And those other teams, again, those other teams could make the playoffs if they'll battle around 500, but I'm with you. Yankees always feel like 95 win plus. Those other teams are more like 85 to 90 wins tops.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I watch sports, man. I'm not just talking head over here on some of the hot take.
No, but I like it because sometimes I'll meet these guys who are Yankee fans. They're all Yankee all the time. The other teams are kind of like, whatever. But but the fact you're paying attention, you're locked in.
Got to, man. Got to. Shout out to the College of Communications at Penn State. Sports certificate, the John Curley Sports Journalism Center. Let's talk about another first place team. We have to talk about the Dodgers. With that big three, with Ohtani, with Betts, with Friedman. They got Kershaw, who's hurt. He's on the DL, or IL. I'm sorry, they changed the name. You knew coming in. Your buddy Harold Reynolds, who hopefully we get on the show at some point, he sat down with that big three, and man, like it just was screaming like 125 wins or something crazy like that coming in. But they have been hit with injury upon injury upon injury, especially in the starting rotation. And currently, it's right as I said. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Can I get a CM Punk like coming in?
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I said it was going to be Padres, Dodgers. The Padres are not afraid of the Dodgers. They are not afraid of them at all. They showed it to start the season in that little mini-series in Korea where they went blow for blow, really should have won both of those games. And now we're sitting here one game back. They're Dodgers 11-8, Padres 10-9. They're right there. I said coming in that it was going to be those two just fighting it out for the NL West. And I still believe the Dodgers just have a little bit too much firepower. But these injuries are beginning to. I know we're only a month in, but I'm beginning to think that these injuries might shift the balance. And the Padres are right there. How do you feel about the NL West with those two teams?
Well, one of my favorite players is Fernando Tatis Jr. I just love Nando. I mean, he's such an exciting player, right? Give me a couple of Ric Flairs for Nando. He's the best.
Give the man the flares. He asked for them. There we go.
I was going to say, because Nando plays with flair. It's not just the eye black. It's not just the shades. It's the dreads, the whole look. I mean, my man's out there balling, and he's got a lot of swag. And his single season high for home runs here is 42. He's on pace for 45 home runs this year. Like with that body to crush home runs like he does, he's unbelievable. So I love Nando. And if Machado's healthy, watch out. Obviously, he can be great for them. And Jackson Merrill, speaking of kids, they just called him. He's 20 years of age. He's been decent so far, helping out that offense. So what I was really impressed with the Padres is you would think by losing Soto and by losing Blake Snell, win the Cy Young, they're going to take a step back. And yet, a year ago, they were 82-80, and they might be a better team this year. Like maybe they'll kind of figure things out and go, okay, weight of expectations a season ago. Now it's on us. And they're pitching specifically. I'm like you, Darvish, Joe Musgrove. You start to talk yourself into a little bit and go, Michael King. Like they've got some starters there that can be effective for them. And really kind of, if you can have 3 or 4 starters, to me, that can carry you at least for a portion of the schedule. And offensively, as I said, because of Nando and Manny, and you throw in a little Jake Cronenworth, and like they have enough guys that can hit, that can supplement. So I think your good point was that they're not afraid of the Dodgers. They're not going to be intimidated by them. They kind of rise the occasion. Padres are one of those teams, if you're a fan of them, you must get frustrated because they seem to rise in quality against great teams, and then sometimes play down to opposition. But I'm with you. That they can get punched in the mouth against the Dodgers and fire right back. They beat them in the playoffs a couple years ago, so they're not intimidated by them. But to LA, it's ridiculous, man. Like we've never seen a 1-2-3 like that. It's insane. Like yesterday, the Nationals pitcher, whose name escapes me, I'll look it up, but he got called up. And imagine your first start ever in the majors. His mom is there in the audience. I could see her watching the game. Nationals, Dodgers, and the first 3 guys you face: Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman. Welcome to the show. And the numbers have been ridiculous. If those 3 guys have produced, like I thought, maybe there'd be points of the season, 1 guy be down, 2 would be hot, etc. No, all 3 guys off to great starts. Like first week of the season, Mookie was balling. Ohtani's picked it up since then. Freddie's steady Freddie, like ready to rock. So I'm like, man. And then Will Smith, bats clean up. He's the beneficiary of the fact you cannot take a breath if you're a pitcher. Like you and I played sports. You and I played baseball. You know what it's like if you're a pitcher. Like, all right, next guy up. Okay, I just got to focus on this guy. No, you can't ever pause. You can't ever take a breath because they just come at you waves. Oscar Hernandez hits like 7th. That guy could hit 30 home runs. So there's no break for an opposing pitcher, and that's why their offense is good. I'm with you. Some concerns with their pitching. Of course, Kershaw's out right now. Bobby Miller's now on the IL. Dustin May's out. Tony Gonsolin's out. Of course, Julio Reyes no longer part of the team. So like they've got 6 Dodgers pitchers right now on the IL. That's a lot. So I think once those guys get healthy, they'll be better. But it's must-see TV, man. It's better for the sport when you have a super team. It's always like that. In basketball, it's better if the Lakers and Celtics are great. It's better in football if the Cowboys are great because either you love them or you hate them. It's always going to be a draw. It's always going to be exciting. Same thing in baseball with the Yankees and the Dodgers. Like it's better if they're great. And then if they win 108 games but lose the NLCS in 7 games, the Phillies, that's a great story too. But you want to see the big teams in there, and LA's not messing around, man. They've been fun to watch.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're here once again with Adnan Virk. We didn't even mention Xander Bogaerts. That's the crazy part. Like it's just an embarrassment of riches they have. I mentioned this I watched an Apple Plus Friday night baseball game last year with Yankees Padres. I mentioned it on UOB TV Sports, and it's just like, and again, Judge was hurt last year, most of last year, a big reason why the Yankees missed the playoffs. And I was just watching the lineups. You know, mind you, they had Soto last year, so you got Soto, you got Tatis, you got Bogaerts, and you got Machado. You know, I mean, sometimes you forget about some of these premium, like top tier frontline superstars. And again, I was just watching the lineups going into that game. Of course, the Padres won, and Soto hit a home run to Massachusetts. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I'm just watching the firepower they have, and I believe the Padres switched managers as well. So it's just like, I knew coming in that I felt like the manager switch was gonna benefit them. They were gonna take a beat. Them missing the playoffs, they wanted to get that taste out of their mouth. And now this year, they feel like, listen, we can hang with the Dodgers. If it comes down to us in the divisional round, if it comes down to us in the league championship series, they feel like they can go blow for blow with them, and it's going to make for a great race. And like you said, it's great when the rivals are both good. I actually want the Red Sox to get their act together. I want them to be a juggernaut again, because Yankees, Red Sox, I forever hate them, especially for 2004 and so on. But again, like, it's like when they're good and the Yankees are good, I'll take that rivalry over the Yankees-Rays any day of the week. Because again, like,
oh my God,
like come on, it's must-see TV, it's box office. Sign me up for it. So, but that NL West, woo, that race is going to go down to the wire. I can't wait to watch it play out.
The best baseball of our lifetime, to your point, 03-04. It was Yankees, Red Sox, it was every game. Battle of the heavyweights, and those teams hated each other. Genuine animosity. I worked with Pedro a couple weeks ago. Every time I look at him, I'm like, man, that's the guy that just threw Don Zimmer.
Hey, dude, Don Zimmer on the ground like a bowling ball. Oh my God.
Savage.
Like Pedro, by the way, the whole time we worked together, he was holding a baseball, and I'm just looking, he's got like freakishly long fingers. Like, it's incredible. I'm like, and he's not a big guy. No other Myers, you know, I'm 5'8", he's like 5'10". And I'm like, his fingers are so long, the way he's gripping the baseball. I'm like, God, what Pedro could do with his changeup and the way he would mix pitches, and that rivalry was epic. You know, he respected Jeter. He liked him. A lot of the guys he did not like. And it went both ways, of course. All the Yankees hated the Red Sox. And as you said, 03 was amazing just because that series was so strong. And, of course, Booney's home run. And then 04, we won't bring up the comeback. But, like, just the way it went back and forth was awesome. And you're absolutely right. Now, for the NL West, I wanted to also mention the D-backs. They made the World Series a year ago. They're 84-win team.
That's true.
And they didn't rest on their laurels. They're like, no, we're going to re-sign Lourdes Gurriel, $14 million a year, 3 years, $45 million. My man's got purple hair, balls out, made the All-Star team a year ago. I'm in on that. And they signed Eduardo Rodriguez. He's an effective pitcher for them. And they get Jordan Montgomery. Jordan Montgomery, who shut them down in the World Series, will sign you for a one-year deal, the one-year vesting option. So, like, those are two significant upgrades to the rotation. They also got Jock Peterson as well. That guy can hit home runs. But even the Giants, you know, Blake Snell got roughed up, 7 earned, 4 innings against his former team in the Rays. But Snell won a signing a season ago. That's a 2-year contract, opted after 1. But he's, again, a guy who's unafraid of the Dodgers. He can pitch well in that division, and that's a great pitcher's park for him. They signed Jorge Soler. He hits home runs. The Giants have not had a 30 home run hitter since Barry Bonds in 04. Think about that. 20 years they've not had a 30 home run hitter. They're desperate for home runs. So you sign Soler. He hits homers. Obviously did that with the Royals. You signed Matt Chapman, who's great defensively for the Giants. Hopefully can hit a little bit as well. Jung Hoo Lee, they got all the stuff from South Korea. He's a great table setter. So to me, aside from the Rockies, you got 4 teams in the West that can make some noise. Dodgers are definitely the best, but you throw in the Padres, the D-backs, and the Giants, and that's going to be a fun race. You're absolutely right.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm such a hack. We got Marvelous Marv Perdomo on the boards. It's okay, Marv. I'll put the graphic at the beginning too. I mean, so Ed, we gotta get you down here in the studio, man. You gotta check the studio out. For sure.
I'm loving the shout outs to Marvelous Marv. I've got to be. Is we can get a shot of Marvelous Marv here?
So we don't have the Marv cam yet. I will not give up until the man puts it in place. We're gonna have the Marv cam at some point, so you get to see him. But Marv's awesome. He's the captain and the Marv Stan Lee of Bravery Studios, you know, so I love that guy.
Well, listen, Marv I love as a handle because of Marv Albert, but then Marvin is great because of Marvin Gaye. So like on the name of Marvin Hagler, of course, I'm like, I love it. Marvelous Marv.
Marv the Martian from freaking Looney Tunes. Like, just keep it going. Just keep it going. So yeah, we got my main man Mongo. Give me like 5 Dom DeMarcos real quick. Mongo just texted me. He had to work today, so he couldn't make it. You know, he'll definitely be on in the future with you, Adnan. He's a huge fan too. Huge fan. So these two quick questions come from my main man Mongo via text. Who's the Yankees closer by the end of the season?
I think it's still going to be Clay Holmes, but it's interesting because I do think that Loaizaga absence hurts them. Like he's been great for them. So Loaizaga IL, and it was like elbow soreness, done for the year. I'm like, oh my God, that's tough. But I do think Clay Holmes will be the guy for them through start and finish. But it's interesting because their bullpen's been such a strength from the last years, and that's what's curious to me is most bullpens are fairly volatile. Like normally your bullpen's really good one year, the next year it's like, up and down. Like the Yankees, the last few seasons have really had a strong bullpen. They do not worry about that. Their starters, that was a problem a year ago. It was just Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt, and the rest of that, it was kind of like, Rodon was awful. Obviously, Cortez wasn't great. They had issues elsewhere. But their bullpen's always been pretty good. But I think, to Marco's point, I think Holmes is still the guy for them.
Gotcha. And he's got one more. If you're Cashman, where's your focus at the trade deadline? I love that. That's a good question.
Well, it's funny. Even as I mentioned the bullpen, you always want to add to the bullpen because you always need a little more depth. There's always, can we snag Aroldis Chapman, help us down the stretch? Oh, can we get a little Josh Hader? Maybe that'll help us out. So what you start to do is you look around the teams that are also Rans and the ones that thought they would be contenders ended up being pretenders and just try to snatch a piece or two. What's really fascinating, though, is the trade deadline has changed immeasurably because of more playoff teams in it. So adding playoff teams has absolutely helped the regular season. Because in the past, if you only could win your division, make the playoffs, or if there's one wild card, if your team was like 10 games out on August 1st, like you're punting, you're watching football like everybody else. Like, let's just get ready for drinking. But now, when there's 3 division teams, 3 wild card teams, even if your team is like 5 games out September 1st, you're like, we can go like on a 5-game winning streak, 5 losses. Even if there's 4 teams in front of us, you get into it. So there's more teams in the mix. So that's where the trade deadline has been hurt. In the past, more teams would just concede and naturally say, okay, clearly we're sellers. Let's just go ahead and divest our assets and worry about next season. But you kind of talk yourself into it. So much so that the Angels a year ago were a 500 team. They had not proven themselves to be anything special. But they said, you know what? Let's go out and do this. We don't want to lose Ohtani. We want to prove to them that we're winners. They go out, make a couple moves, and get what's happened. They went in the tank. They were a disaster. It was a horrible decision. They should have traded Ohtani. Steve Phillips, former Mets GM, does a great job for MLB Network, also MLB Network Radio. He called it like managing malpractice. Like he was like, that is unforgivable. He's like, Ohtani's the greatest star in the sport. You know he's not going to resign because if he wanted to resign, he would have signed by now. Like it's not like a Soto situation where Boris is like, well, 1 year with the Yankees, we'll figure it out. Ohtani had already been there 5+ seasons. 6 seasons with the Angels. It would go. If he wanted to stay, he would have stayed. He would have signed a contract in the offseason. Like, hey, we're good. The fact that they want to test free agency proves they're like, I'm not really into this thing. So you have a conversation with them July 30th and go, are we good here? Like, what are you thinking? Like, I want to test the market and our team's 500 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll trade you and just like Herschel Walker. We'll get what we can. Instead, they added guys and it was they lost like 8 straight games. It was awful. And I see teams do that. And I go, you cannot make that kind of a decision. So it's a long way of saying the trade deadline is tricky because in the past you had 8 teams going to win the World Series and 22 accepting they were not. Now you have like 16 teams. And they, by the way, look at what happened last year. They go, Rangers and D-backs, both wildcard teams, they both made the World Series. Texas won it. So if we just get 85 wins, we can be in this thing. So I think Cashman, as always, will look to add in the bullpen. But it's tougher and tougher because more teams are in it.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Once I saw Trout actually take the contract, and people were citing that. They were just like, well, Trout took the money during the season, but Trout's built differently than Ohtani. Yeah. You know, mind you, they're both first ballot Hall of Famers in my opinion. You know, that goes without saying. And Trout's been the Mickey Mantle of our generation. But again, Trout's just he's a Jersey guy. He's just like, I don't really need much. I'm good. I'd still love for the Yankees to somehow get him before his career's over with. Can you imagine him in Yankee Stadium? But there was no way Ohtani was signing. There was just no way. And again, I'm with you. Once it got even about a month or 2 out from the trade deadline, I'd have been fielding calls, trying to get as much as humanly possible. Yeah, whoever got him probably knew it was going to be a rental. But again, it's just the draw. It's just the draw. We're talking about the Babe Ruth of our era, who could have been on your team possibly for a playoff run. just the revenue and the ticket sales and the merchandise sales alone, that'd have been enough of a sell for me, whether we're going to re-sign him or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. It was definitely malpractice. There should have been a lawsuit on somebody who did the GMs of the Angels. So,
hey, by the way, you're absolutely right on Trout. Listen, he's an unbelievable guy. He's a 3-time MVP, but he's not looking for, bright lights, big city. He's good, man. He just enjoys his life in Southern California. He rakes. He's back this season. It was a great year. He's hit 6 home runs. It's second in the majors right now behind only Tyler O'Neill. Mike's fine. Like, he would like to win, but he's got a good setup in LA. So we're good. I got $426 million, man. All good.
Exactly. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I think he opted out and they re-upped him anyway, to give him more money. So it's like, he's good. So we're winding down here. We're going to get you up out of here pretty soon, Adnan. We have to talk about Wrestlemania. We have to. Yeah. We have to. Like, give me a Dom DeMarco and a CM Punk, por favor. Like, I love you, Phil. He was injured, but he'll be back next year. I can't wait for Mania. But, man, Cody Rhodes finishes the story. Round of applause for Cody. Me and Marv, we watched WrestleMania Night 2 together. Right here at Bravery Studios with a bunch of other guys. Steve on the boards was here. Jason Enrique was here. My boy Sid was here. And oh my God, when The Undertaker came out, we lost it. It was like Avengers Endgame. Basically, Roman Reigns has been Thanos for the past 4 years, and to finally end his reign and prevent the finger snap, you had John Cena come back. You had Undertaker come back. I heard through my sources, I'm pretty tapped into the wrestling community. Shout out to Dave Sturchio, my buddy Chop Sports. Like, Stone Cold was actually scheduled to go, but they had a contract dispute. Like they just couldn't get a number finalized, and then Undertaker was just like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just on my ranch in Texas. I'll come up for freaking $10 million for 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Yeah. So wow. So again, it was a literal movie. Cody finally finishes the story and now sets up possibly Rock versus Cody in SummerSlam. But Cody being the world champion now, what does that mean to pro wrestling and the business right now?
Well, it's amazing, Ugo. As you know, anyone who knows wrestling, appreciates wrestling, knows the Rhodes family, knows what Dusty Rhodes stood for. And it's part of what makes sports so special is seeing that lineage and seeing the tradition passed down. And I saw the clip that my buddy Corey Graves, my brief partner there at WWE, posted of Rhodes hugging Michael Cole, and they're both emotional and thanking him. And of course, Michael Cole has known the Rhodes family for years, and he hugs Corey as well. Mike, it's all the feels, man. It was awesome. And I wish I could have gone. I was working both Saturday and Sunday. My buddy Mark Rillo got tickets for our friend Jackie Reb, of course, does a great job on WWE, on Raw. So he was like, dude, I got tickets from Jackie to go. I said, no, I wish I could go. But I was texting him after. He said, honestly, there was a lot of mutants in the crowd. He's like, it was a little out of control. I'll be honest. I wouldn't bring kids, but the passion was electric. And my buddy Marty Montalto, who is the biggest wrestling fan you will ever meet, he was there Sunday night, and he said he almost lost his voice. He's been a fan forever. And he goes, that's one of the top 3 nights of wrestling I've ever seen in my life. For WrestleMania 40, they pulled out all the stops. They made sure it was going to be special. And all the credit goes, of course, to my friend Nick Khan, my former agent for 8-9 years, whatever it was, when I was at ESPN. Nick Khan, he's the man. He's the best. Greatest guy. He was with me at ESPN and then took me to DAZN and with MLB Network. And Nick is awesome, man. I texted him before, said, how you feeling? He said, I'm hyped. I'm excited. And he's done an incredible job running their organization. You know, everything filters through him and his creative membrane. And of course, Triple H is amazing, and the entire crew. Like, they're awesome. They're on it. They know what they're doing. And they put on a hell of a show, man. To be in Philadelphia, those images, unforgettable. And like you said, The Undertaker. Like, when I saw it, I was like, as you said, it's like Avengers. Let's just bring back all the stars. You can't beat the star power of WWE. Incredible.
Absolutely. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, it was Endgame vibes, man. Like, I was just when that gong hit, I was sitting next to Marv and I was sitting next to Steve on the boards. We all literally jumped off the couch. And no way he's here. And boom, he's there. He choke slams The Rock. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. Nothing is better. The Undertaker choke slamming The Rock. I mean,
come on.
Mic drop right there.
Oh my God. Yeah, they stuck the landing. One more time, round of applause for WWE and of course for Cody, man. I'm so happy, and I can't wait for this title run with him. And again, the stars are aligning. Him versus The Rock, possibly at SummerSlam, is WrestleMania worthy. Oh my! Are you kidding me? Like, that's going to be box office. And again, I'm so excited because, again, the star power has never been higher. And again, AEW's doing their thing. Round of applause for AEW. Like, I still got love for those guys over there. A lot of former WWE guys are over there, and they're doing their thing, building that brand. But, man, you're talking about my man Seth Rollins. I've loved that guy since he was in NXT. He's still killing it. He dropped the belt. Damian Priest, they're building stars. CM Punk is not even, it's like Garrett Cole not even being in the rotation. CM Punk they had him on commentary. And they're just killing it right now. And I just feel like this is we're in another golden era, another golden age of wrestling. So many stars, so much star power, and what I love so much about WWE is they build new stars. That has been such a focus of Triple H since he took over creative, and it really, that was the downfall of WCW. A big reason they just rode the NWO train until the wheels fell off, and they weren't building new stars. Meanwhile, WWE, they were building The Rock, and then they were building Stone Cold, and they were building Kane, and they were building Triple H. That next generation to take the torch from the Bret Harts and the Hulk Hogans and the Ric Flairs and the Shawn Michaels to carry the company to a new heights. And that's what WWE is doing all over again. All the champions now, they were former NXT guys. They were guys that came up. You know, you got, like I said, Damian Priest, who was at the Yankee game. He was standing next to Aaron Judge, and they were like the same height. So it was exciting.
I was going to say, you're running through all those names. You're making me want to go pop in my VHS tape of WrestleMania 6. Hulk Hogan, body slamming Andre the Giant at Skydo in Toronto. Unbelievable moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, luckily, I got Peacock, and the only reason why I got a lot of trashy reality TV shows I'm watching now on Bravo, but I got it for WWE, and I hop in and watch Nitro and old WrestleManias and pay-per-views all the time because I can't get enough of it. I can't.
I got to shout out two of the wrestlers when I was at WWE. They were awesome to me and continue to be awesome. Rhea Ripley, of course, the women's champion.
Yes, round of applause. Mommy.
And Drew McIntyre, phenomenal guy.
Yes.
I love the stuff.
Keep it coming.
Awesome.
Oh, Drew. These are again, we keep pushing through. These are people that I'm definitely going to try to get these on the show in the future. Been a huge fan of Rhea, huge fan of Drew. Like, for him to leave the company, come back, he is killing it right now. A feud with CM Punk is brewing, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait to watch these two on the microphone. And how far has Drew come on the microphone? Oh my goodness, God. Like night and day from before. Oh
yeah, being able to cut a promo, man. I again, being there behind the scenes and watching how those guys did it, it was incredible to me. They were literally, I'm not kidding, they'd be handed pages of script 10 minutes before, and they're just going through it. And if not word for word, it's pretty damn close. And to be able to nail that and go up there and cut a promo like that, it takes a lot of guts and a lot of talent.
Oh my God. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's funny, like we got to get you out to a Harlem Wizard game. I have to cut promos. I'm on commentary for 2 hours. Nice. And I have to cut basically like CM Punk pipe bomb promos to start every game, in between cutting announcements to sponsors, the whole nine. Live entertainment is not for everyone. You obviously know it because you're in a studio literally 24/7 at MLB Network. And so it's not for everyone, but it's definitely fun. I wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world. You know,
but I'm sure you're crushing with the Harlem Wizards. There's a lot of buzz around that team, no?
Oh yeah. We're wrapping up our season. Round of applause for the Harlem Wizards. The checks keep coming. We I was telling Marvin before we went live today. It's like. We wrap up the unofficial season in May, but it's pro wrestling. There is no off season. Like it's year round. We're gonna do 1 billion camps throughout the country, really in the summertime, and private events and corporate events. So I'll be working through the summer. But I got like 14 games in 18 days like coming up, wow. And I got a couple days off here to knock out some episodes of this show, and but it's nonstop. But again, it's like being in a rock band, or it's like putting on SmackDown. Every game is SmackDown. Every game is Raw, and it's fun. And it's my 5th year. Next year will be my 6th. We're matching. Hey, I'm in year 5 of the Wizards. You're 5 with MLB Network. Nice. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Round of applause for both of us.
Yes.
Yes. The key is, as you know, man, it's all about showmanship and sizzle and having that energy, and obviously you have that and above. So I'm sure you're crushing it.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna wrap here with rapid fire, and then we'll get you out of here. Can I get a Chris Tucker? Can I get a couple Chris Tuckers? Like this is what I want. This is yes. And keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll be back. Just keep your finger on the button. Yes. This is what I want. This is what my main man Adnan Virk wants. This episode of Rapid Fire is brought to you by Cinephile. Go watch that Cinephile podcast with my main man Adnan Virk. Get his movie hot takes. Also, Things Galore. Things Galore at Etsy. Link below. Grab some AI-inspired art by my big brother King. New York Posse, of course. New York Posse, one of the sponsors, not just of this show, but also YoBTV Sports. See the segues? The segues. Someone went to the Penn State College of Communications here. Someone did. All right, just keep it coming. As well as U-Goboy merch. Grab that U-Goboy merch. Link below. We're gonna get you merched up here, Adnan, when you come through, or when I come up to the MLB Network offices. It's in Secaucus. It's really like 15 minutes from the house. I'm just gonna pull up one day. You know what I mean? We'll set up
40 Hearts Way. Come drop by anytime you want.
We'll set that up. I'll just pull up with Marv and the camera crew, and we'll just be like, "Hey, listen, we're live. We're on the spot. We're on the spot." But this is.
You'll definitely get Harold and Matt Vasgersian then. I promise you.
Yes. We will set that up. But we're gonna go really quickly, rapid fire on the spot, and so I'm gonna ask my set of questions, and then you take it home and ask me 2 questions back to back, like Drake, and then we'll take it on home. All right. So Here we go, rapid fire. Let's ride. Okay, best football movie ever.
Any Given Sunday.
Yes. Give me a CM Punk. Give me 2 of them.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Love you, Phil. Gotta get you on the show. All right. Best baseball movie ever.
Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah. Dom DeMarco. Loving this. I knew your list was going to be immaculate. Best piece of advice you ever received. Rest in peace, James Lipton, for that one.
Woo! You said it earlier. Find something you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Oh yes. Another CM Punk. Another Phil.
Tell
Love you,
me
dog.
when I'm telling lies.
Worse.
Also a little one. Always remember people's names. There's nothing sweeter than a person remembering someone's names.
That's facts right there. That's big facts. Worst piece of advice you ever received.
Worst piece of advice. It was like somebody told me one time, like, you need to like push people around a little bit, like kind of set the tone by belittling. And I was like, that's horrible. I said, no, but then they'll fear you because they'll see that side of you. And I said, that's the worst piece of advice I've ever heard in my life. I think nice guys finish first. Oh my God. Yes. Love it. And my last question for you before you go to me is Monica Bellucci still your celebrity crush? Yes. Yeah. And by the way, she's going to be in Beetlejuice 2. So we cannot wait. Monica Bellucci back on the big screen. Monica Bellucci, wherever you are, come home, baby. Just come home. All right. Adnan, 2 questions for me, and then we'll take it on home. I want to know your favorite football movie now. Oh, that's Any Given Sunday. Are you kidding me? Like, it's perfect movie. Perfect movie. I want to hear your favorite baseball movie. Favorite baseball movie? Oh, man. It's got to be Major League. First one. First one, yeah, with Charlie Sheen. By the way, 35th anniversary of Major League was just a couple weeks ago, which is amazing. Oh, yeah. An honorable mention is Rookie of the Year. It's like floating in there, but man, give me Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes any day of the week, and Corbin Bernstein. I love Corbin Burns. Not the face. Give me your favorite movie of all time. Oh, Coming to America. Awesome. Eddie Murphy. Barbershop scene. Yeah, Marv asked me that, I think, when we met, and I was just like, "It's how could it not be?" Eddie Murphy was my hero growing up. He still is. I've got like a big 2. My big 2 to interview one day is absolutely Eddie Murphy and Denzel Washington. Like I need to interview those 2 at some point, and I've already spoken into existence. I've spoken into existence that I'd be interviewing Adnan Virk and Michael Lombardi. And what do you know? Into existence, it'll happen. My last question for you: who is your celebrity crush? My celebrity crush. Oh man, that's a long list right there. That's a tall glass of water, bro. My number 2 is Mariah Carey. See, Mariah was my number 1 growing up. Derek Jeter stole her from me, and I didn't forgive him for a while until we started winning championships. Halle Berry. Monica Bellucci she's floating there. And Scarlett Johansson, they're floating there. But yeah, it's Halle Berry forever, man. Halle Berry and Monstrous Ball. Oh my God! Round of applause for everyone there. I wanted to be Billy Bob Thornton growing up so bad. but oh my God! Round of applause for Adnan Virk. The legend has returned. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh my goodness! So Adnan, tell the people where they can find you, and then I'll take it on home. All right, always on MLB Network, of course. My man Harold Reynolds, we're doing the early show normally on from 6 to 8 o'clock Eastern weekdays, popping up on the weekends as well. And most importantly, like you said, the Cinephile Podcast, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review. And give some love to Dan Levitt and the entire Metal Arc Media. This was awesome to reunite, my friend. I love you. I'm thrilled for all your success. Keep it going with Harlem. Love it. Harlem Wizards. Let's go. Go.
Thank you so much. And I'll take it on home before we get up out of here. You know the vibes. U-Goboy88 on all the platforms. TikTok, IG, Facebook, u-goboy.com. We got 2 channels, baby. U-Goboy Media. That's the first one. That's all podcasts. U-Goboy88. That's all the music. We got a new video, Run It Up, dropping this summer. I'm gonna drop like 3 or 4 music videos. I'm gonna try to get Adnan in one of them with sunglasses on. That'll be cool. Give me some more Yahtzees. I didn't have enough Bailey Yahtzees. All the Bailey Yahtzees. And of course, U-Goboy Music streaming on all digital platforms. This was a vibe. This was a movie. New episodes dropping of the Sports Talk with me and Mongo. We got our Draft Super Show on the way. More new episodes of Yo BTV Sports are on the way. And one more time, round of applause for this guy right here, Adnan Virk.
Thank you.
And we'll bring it home like this. That's one championship belt. Ric Flair had that one. That's another championship belt. Cody Rhodes has that one now. I'm U-Goboy. That's Adnan Virk. Marv's got amazing hair behind the camera. You can't see it. We love you guys. See ya. Yahtzee. Yahtzee. Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga. Whoa. Woo. Secure the bag. I need more. Hey, 3P, Jordan. Whoa. Woo. I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe.
You go, boy.
Yahtzee.